Hello children, welcome back in my grammar session of standard 3rd. Today we will do revision of chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 and chapter 4. Okay, but let's start the first chapter, the sentences. As in my previous videos you saw what is a sentences. Okay, so let me tell you the definition of the sentences. A sentence is a group of words, means so many words you can connect with each other and then after you can make the correct sentence. Only one or two words can't make a sentence. Okay, so a sentence is a group of words arranged in the correct order. That you have to understand, correct order. If it is jumbled, so it cannot be correct sentence. So in the correct order, that makes complete sense. Means whatever sentence you are reading, if you are understand it, if it is in correct meaning, correct sense, then and then it become a correct sentence. Okay, the what is the quality, what is the formulas for the correct sentence? Let me give you some examples. Suppose I am writing here, okay, 7 colors rainbow. Do you feel children this is the correct sentence? No, because it not shows the correct meaning. It is not with the correct formation. Now I am writing the correct sentence. You can see I am not putting full stop also because this is not the correct sentence. So let me write the correct sentence. A rainbow has 7 colors and then what I have to put? Full stop. Okay. When I am putting full stop is the sign of the complete sentence. And remember children, first letter you have to do capital. Always you can start the sentence with the first letter and that first letter should be capital. Okay. So a rainbow has 7 colors. Now you understood that rainbow has 7 colors and this is the perfect sentence with the correct sense. Okay, it is a complete sentence. So it is not complete sentence, it is incomplete sentence. That is why I am not putting here full stop, but here first letter capital, at the end of the sentence full stop, and this is the correct, in correct order I put these words. So that is a group of words and I put this in correct order. So that is why this is the correct sentence and complete sentence. Okay, now I am giving you some more example, one more example. Children, tell me, this is the correct sentence? No, right? Because this is the same way like this. There 12 months. But what? This is not the meaningful sentence. Am I right? So now let me write the answer which is meaningful. Now you can read the sentence. Now it is meaningful sentence. There are 12 months in a year. Now you got the point that 12 months are available in the year. Means 12 months can make 1 year. So now you can understand first letter capital of the sentence and at last at the end of the sentence we have to put compulsory full stop. Then and then it become a complete sentence. So what is a sentence? Sentence is group of words which you have to arrange in the correct order. Then and then it will become meaningful. So, and you can see this jumble also. If I am writing here 12, there, months, year, in, a, so that is jumble. And now it became complete sentence when I am writing there are 12 months in a year. Okay, so that is called a correct, complete, senseful sentence. So it is meaningful sentence and two formulas. The first letter should be stop. Okay, so it is the sentence. And let me tell you four types of sentences. The types of sentence. You will not learn in this standard. You will not learn the four types, but let me just give you guidance about that. There are four sentences, four types of sentences. First is imperative, interrogative, declarative, and exclamatory. These four types of sentences you will learn in next year, but this is simple sentence, but these I am telling you that is four types. Again, exclamatory, declarative, interrogative, and imperative. Okay, these four types are there for sentences that we learn in my next video or next time. Okay, so till then you are learning this only. Now let me tell you four types of sentences. Children, this is just for your knowledge. Okay, so just listen it. First is imperative sentence. Okay, the second is declarative sentence. The third is interrogative sentence. And the last one is exclamatory sentence. So these four are the types of sentences. Okay, children? Okay, children, now let's start chapter 2, questions. Okay, we have to make questions in this chapter from WH words. Which are WH words? Why, where, when, who, what, and which. These are WH words. So here are some examples. Okay, so 6 examples are there and 6 WH words are there. So we will make questions from these words. According to the sentence, we will put these WH words in the correct blank. Children, you can see in chapter 1, I put full stop because those were sentences. That is why I put full stop. But here at the end of the sentences, I put question marks. Okay, question marks is necessary to make questions. Now first example, dash is your favorite food. Why is your favorite food? Where is your favorite food? When is your favorite food? Who is your favorite food? What is your favorite food? Which is your favorite food? So the correct answer is simultaneously you will also speak at home. You will also speak the correct answer at home. So the first answer is what? What is your favorite food? Okay, now the second one's dash is the author of this book. The correct, first we have to set why is the author of this book, where is the author of this book, when is the author of this book, who is the author of this book, which is the author of this book. Simultaneously you will speak also answer. The correct answer is who. Who is the author of this book? 2 example finished. Now you will not touch or write these 2 answers because this is already done. So you have to select from this remain 4 answers. Okay. The third one is dash were you absent yesterday? Why were you absent yesterday? Where were you absent yesterday? When were you absent yesterday? Which were you absent yesterday? Simultaneously you will also speak the answer. Why were you absent yesterday? Okay, the correct answer is why. Why were you absent yesterday? Remember children, at the end of the sentence compulsory you should put question marks, then and then it become question. Okay. The fourth one is, dash is my bag among these all bags. So you are asking which from the answer we will select where is my bag among these all bags. Where is my bag among these all bags? Which is my bag among these all bags? So with me you speak the answer. Yes, which is my bag among these all bags? So the answer will be which. Okay. Now the fifth and sixth two remain. Here also two options are remain. Where and when. This is your school. Where is your school? When is your school? It is very easy. The answer is where. Where is your school? Okay children. Now the last one. Of course you know the answer because it's already remained. One answer, one option. So definitely you will speak without any mistake. When? But you should understand dash will she come back. So the answer is when. When will she come back? Okay. So these are 6 examples of this 6 WH words. Okay. What is your favorite food? Who is your author, who is the author of this book? Why were you absent yesterday? Which is my bag among these all bags? Where is your school? When will she come back? You should speak the question sentence with the question tone like this way. What is your name? What is your father's name? Like that way you have to speak in question form. Okay. So these are the chapter 2 questions WH sentence. Now let's start chapter 3 nouns. There are 3 types we will learn in this chapter. The first one will common noun. The second will proper noun. And the third is collective noun. Okay. So these are 3 types of nouns: common, proper and collective. Okay, I will give you 3 examples of each because already in my previous video you all learned this, but it is revision, so I am revising with 2 examples. The first one, let's start one common noun. The common noun I will write monument. The second will be boy. Third will be state. And the fourth will be country. Okay. These all are examples of common nouns. Okay. Now let me tell you what are the proper nouns. You can't identify that here which monument we are talking about, which monument, which boy, which state and which country you don't know because this is common noun. Okay, if I will speak stand up all the boys, so you all boys will stand up. Sit down all the girls, so all girls will sit down. Why? Because that is common noun, right? But if I will tell some proper noun, Rahul stand up, then Rahul will understand now he has to stand because Rahul is a proper noun. Okay. So let me give you one more example of proper noun. Monuments. So let write Taj Mahal. Now you understand that I am talking about Taj Mahal because Taj Mahal is a proper noun of a proper monument, proper building. Okay. Monument is a common noun, but Taj Mahal is a proper noun. Boy. So I am talking about Rahul. If I will speak boy, boy is common noun, but Rahul is a proper noun of a proper person. State. State is a common noun. You don't know which state, but now I am writing Gujarat. So then you will understand that I am talking about Gujarat state, Maharashtra state. Okay, like that way, this is the proper noun. And the last, country. So if I am talking about India, so India is a proper noun of a country. India, Australia, America, these all are proper nouns of countries. Okay, and country is common noun. India is a proper noun. If you don't know properly, if we are talking generally, so that is common noun, and if we are talking properly of the special thing, name of people, okay, name of people, things or buildings, whatever, and we are talking about with the special names, so the special names are here and the special names are proper nouns. Okay, if I am talking that teachers, so you will not understand I am talking about which teacher, but if I will tell the name of the teacher, then and then you will understand that is a proper noun of this teacher. Man is talking about this particular teacher. Okay, now the collective nouns. Collective nouns is a, we have to make with a group of words. Means if there is a one cow, you can't say that is collective noun. But for if the group of cows are there, so we can speak a herd of cows. Means a group of cow. A herd is a collective noun for cows. Then you can understand this is a group of cows. Then and then you can understand that is a herd. A herd means collective noun for cows. A bunch of grapes. Now you will understand I am not talking about one or two grapes. I am talking about whole bunch of grapes. A bunch is a collective noun for grapes. A crowd of people. Here I am not talking about one or two person or three person. There is big crowd, a group of people, a group of persons. That is why a crowd of people. A crowd is a collective noun for people. There are so many people together. That is why that is a crowd of people. We can say in collective nouns. The fourth example. If there are one or two flowers, we can't say bouquet. But when the group of flowers together, so many flowers together, then you can say a bouquet of flowers. Okay, bouquet is a collective noun for flowers. Again, I am repeating. These are common nouns because we don't know for the particular name. So monument, boy, state, country, these are common nouns. When I am talking the particular names, special names for them, Taj Mahal monument, then you will understand I am talking about Taj Mahal. So Taj Mahal is a proper noun, that is a special noun. Rahul is a special noun of boy, Gujarat is a special noun of state, and India is a special noun of country. So these are proper nouns because we know the special names. And these are the collective nouns. These are some examples. So a herd, a bunch, a crowd, a bouquet, these all are collective nouns. For group, we can't say that is one cow, one grape, one person or one flower. These are the groups. That is why we are using collective nouns for them. Okay, children? So now children, chapter 4, numbers. Okay. In first and second, you have learned add s and add es. Okay. By adding s and by adding es, you can make singular from plural form. Okay. So now here you will learn some s, some es, some ies, some ves, adding words. Okay. First of all, let me start by one first example. For example, boy. So if you want to add s, then and then you can make the plural form of boys. Okay. By adding s, you can make the plural form of boy. Then after the second, girl. Then again by adding s, you can make the plural form of girls. Here you have to add s and then you can make the plural form of these words. Now the second one, es. For example, bus. So you have to add es in the answer. Buses. Then you can make plural form of buses. Now the second one is bench. Okay, so here you have to add es, then you can make the plural form of benches. By adding es, you can make the plural form of these words. Here ies, here two ways of add ies or add y. For example, first number, keep. Before y, if there is vowel. Remember children, before y, if there is a vowel, you can add only s. But if there is consonant before y, you can drop the y. First of all, you have to drop the y and you have to add ies. Got my point? For example, another example I am giving you. Berry. Okay? Before y, it is consonant. Am I right? So you have to drop y and you have to add ies and then you can make the plural form. This formula you have to remember. If before y there is a vowel, only you have to add s, and if before y there is a consonant, you can add ies. First of all, you have to drop y and then you have to add ies to make plural form. Okay, these both are different, but just you have to remember vowel and consonant. A, E, I, O, U are vowels and remain all the letters of the alphabet are consonants. Okay, and the last one is VES. For example, leaf. Okay, LEAVES, leaves. What we did? We dropped the F and we add VES and we made plural form. LEAF, leaf. We drop F in the answer and add VES. We have to add. By adding VES, you can write the plural form. One more example. Wife. Here, not only F, you have to drop E also. Okay, and you have to add VES. Okay, and then you can make the plural form of wife. Leaf, leaves, wife, wives. Remember children, some singular form will totally change in the answer. For example, amendment. So what here change will come? A. M-E and man. The answer will totally change. Okay. Here this child. The plural form will totally change. Understood? children. Children. See, here this plural form totally change. Woman. Here, women. You have to pronounce like this way. Women. Here only I change this A. Here whole word changed. And here also I change only A. Instead of A, I return E. So some plural form you can make like this way also. So singular form will totally change in the plural form, and some singular form will not change. For example, I am showing you fish. So the answer will be as it is fish. Okay. Here head. The answer will be head only. Okay. these all words will not change in answer. The singular form will be same and plural form also will be same. And remember children, some singular or plural form are countable. For example, we can count countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable means you can count in singular form also, in plural form also. 1 chair, singular form. Also countable, you can count, and 10 chairs are also countable. You can count 10 chairs also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that way you also count. If there are in singular form, there are in plural form. Both are countable. Okay. And which are uncountable? You can count ghee. No. You can count butter. No. You can count milk. No. Okay. So these are uncountable now. You have to count by measure kilogram, milliliter, like that way, liter. Okay. For ghee, suppose ghee if you want to take, you will speak half kg ghee. Half kg ghee. Okay. This is uncountable. That is why you have to measure by kilogram, milligram, liter, like that way. Butter. Also you will speak like this way. 1 packet, 2 packet you can count. But you have to speak like this way. 500 gram butter, 250 gram butter, 100 gram butter, like this way. Milk you can speak 1 liter, 2 liter, 3 liter. Okay, 3 liters milk. Like that way you can count milk also. So these are the countable nouns, if in singular or in plural. And this is uncountable. These are uncountable nouns. You have to measure by the kilogram or liters. Okay. So these are numbers of singular and plural. So children, in my previous video, you have learned these all with lots of examples. Still I am giving you so many examples of this chapter. Okay. So chapter 1 to 4, here I am finishing and completed, and now you will learn and by heart these all and do your worksheet. I gave you worksheet with the answers, so you can fill your answers very easily, but try to understand. Okay, till then stay safe. Jai Hind. Goodbye.